video.
There we go. We're on. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to Light a Joint with Ida. I feel like every week there's something new. Like I have to figure out for this.
We're learning.
Slowly but surely. So I'm Ida Pearly. I am here with Dawn Ann. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me on your show. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
You look really good.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm starting to get back into my groove and just get back into habits that I've had that have made me happy most of my life. And I've not been doing those for a long time because of my health.
Okay.
So
yeah. Well, you know what? I'm glad that you're starting to feel better and you're starting to get back to where you want to be.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's important.
Get back to like my person.
Yeah.
Like it really wasn't me.
Yeah.
People might not understand that, but it did not feel like it was me for the longest time.
You know what? Should we turn the music down a little bit?
Yes. Alexa, please turn off.
I'm thinking
There.
about that.
Okay.
I know there's this whole thing with music and
Let's see, get my head on straight. There we go. Yeah, I don't want it to drown out the shower.
right.
Whatever,
No.
so.
Yeah. But you know, I love that. That's what I walked into.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Chill music.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about your background. How did you get into cannabis, or what does that look like for you? Like, what age did you partake, or were you exposed to it?
When I was a teenager, I was exposed to it, a young teenager, and I had uncles that would smoke cannabis, and leave the seeds in the ashtrays, that kind of thing. And then my 4.0 brother, who's such a sweetheart, he was really good at selling night crawlers, and it turned out it wasn't exactly just night crawlers. So once I was exposed to what I found in the duffel bag in his bedroom, I thought, hey, I'm going to try this stuff out. And ever since then, it's been considered medical to me.
Okay.
Medical cannabis, all of it's medical.
Wow. So is your brother? Now, were you religious growing up?
I was raised in the Catholic Church,
okay.
And I'm much more spiritual now since I've had my cancer journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm closer, spiritual wise, just to where I should be than where I was.
Right.
But my mom it wasn't a, oh yeah, we love pot household. it was a Catholic Church household, and pot was not the thing to really discuss.
So your parents just kind of turned a blind eye, or they just didn't know what your brother was doing? Like how?
I don't think they knew for a long time, because he was a good student and a good doobie,
So there was no questions as to,
no,
let's look into his bedroom, see what he's doing.
No, he didn't get caught. You're going under the stairs once with Jeffy, but that's another story. but yeah, and then just growing up, we had friends that asked us, hey, have you ever smoked cannabis before? And even though we didn't, we were like, yeah, we've smoked that. And so that was our first smoking experience.
Okay.
And after that, I just felt more balanced, even as a teenager, because I have, now they would probably say ADHD, where your mind just doesn't shut off.
Yes.
And even though you might be very gifted and talented and smart, if you can't get it to slow down and get rid of those distractions, you're not really meeting your full expectations.
Right, exactly.
So I found, for me personally, even through college, that is what helped me hone in and do my studies and got me through school, because I wasn't such a spaz that I was, I'm out doing whatever. I was, sticking to my homework.
Right.
And I did good in college, and I've just been using ever since.
Okay. And now what's your background before? Because you went to college, graduated. What did you go into?
I was a registered dental assistant and a certified dental assistant. I did expanded functions dentistry. So implant dentistry, oral surgery, restorative dentistry. I like to do the temporary girls.
Okay.
That was me.
Okay.
But I loved it. And I love taking care of patients. I would purposely, develop these relationships with my patients. And I think that's what kind of put me into cannabis advocacy, because, I'm not in that field anymore.
Right.
And even when I was still starting to help cannabis patients.
Okay.
Because I got rid of my migraines by eating edibles.
Oh.
How nice is that?
Okay.
You can get a nice little healthy buzz, get good sleep, and suddenly you're not puking and feeling like shit every month.
Isn't that crazy?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
With no pill, no
No pill.
shot.
Yeah.
I was doing Imitrex injections and they did nothing.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely nothing. I'd wake
Wow.
up and a pile of puke on the floor. And after I started doing cannabis edibles to prevent, not to treat as they were going on,
Mhm.
we did up to 3-4 days out. We were doing edibles before I
Okay.
went to bed, and they just disappeared.
Wow. So were you working with a caregiver then?
No, that was when there was just a mile long strip of dispensaries that were new in Lansing. And I love the popcorn bag. They had all the true strains.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they had
nice.
good strains before they
Okay.
ended up just getting bred out into all these other deliciousness things. But, when you went there, you got what you went there for.
Right. Which is so important.
Oh, yeah. You'd smell, this is actually cookies.
Mhm.
This is actually catfish.
Mhm.
And, it's a shame that they're gone, but that's where I started. And you could actually go into some of these shops and they would cook you a loaf of medicated bread with butter for $40.
Oh my goodness.
Because they were selling it by
We need
slice.
that.
Yes, we do. We
Yes.
do.
Wow.
Yep. And that's what I recommended for a lot of people that were having menstrual migraines, because you can keep track of those.
Mhm.
So you can
Mhm.
prevent them.
Mhm.
You just got to find your sweet spot for a dose and start low,
Yeah.
and go slow.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Again, yeah, start slow and go slow.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. They'll just take a couple of edibles and all of a sudden they're on the floor. They have a really bad experience. And then they're like, I'm not going to touch that stuff again. And it's like, well, wait a second. Like, let's do it the right way. Let's slowly introduce it, not just you're blitzed out and literally curled up in a ball on the floor.
Yeah. You never want somebody to feel like they're dosed, because
no,
that ruins all their future medicinal opportunities or recreational,
exactly.
So
you
just start slow, like you
start
said.
slow. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I know I bring up alcohol sometimes because there's such a correlation to it, but it's just like drinking alcohol. Like, how many times have you had a hangover?
Oh, most of the times that I drink alcohol.
But you keep doing it.
I don't.
Okay, you don't. But the majority, I hate to be hungover, but the majority of people, that's what they do. It's like, they just drink till they get drunk, and the same thing, again the next day. And it's like, you don't have to live like that. You don't have to, you go through that with your body. And I feel like, again, like it's just another way of masking our pain.
Yes. Yeah. And cannabis doesn't dehydrate your body, so you feel hungover.
No.
There's so many
with people,
good
it helps with
aspects.
appetite. I mean, it helps not only calm your stomach to be able to eat, but also to make you hungry.
Yes.
I mean, there's so many good things that it can help do. And headaches. I mean, everyone has a headache.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the thing about migraines, I thought, when I first started, I thought, well, I'll eat this edible right now.
right.
Because if I eat it now, then I'm going to prevent my migraine. Well, it doesn't work like that.
Work
No,
like
you really have to plan it out. In my experience, and I didn't know, dosages and milligrams at that time. It was like, okay, one piece of banana bread.
How long ago was this?
That would have been probably 2008.
Okay.
So it was a while
ago. Yeah.
Yep. And then I just went into, okay, now this helps cancer people. And, oh, look, I have cancer. Joy. And so then it went into that aspect of advocacy and making sure that people can get their medicine, safe access. The whole thing with Mike Kelton's bill. It was like, do you want to make this a stoner bill? I told her, you're making it so a bunch of people can go and get flour. What about the people that need oil concentrates? Kids aren't going, hey, I need this big fatty.
No. And that's
so luckily that changed.
Yes.
But, there's been so many changes that they have not always been great. But
I know.
But with you and Bella and your advocacy, I think that's how we met, is going to all these events at the Capitol. I would see you up there and standing tall, and I appreciate that.
Well, and like you said earlier, it's like we don't have a chance when we're to really sit and talk and have a conversation and get to know each other. It's real quick. It's in and out. It's like, hey, how you doing?
Right. Always good to see you.
Yeah. So that's part of why I want to do this podcast. It's where I want to sit down with my friends and just have a conversation, and understand how you got into the cannabis space.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So what you got?
I
love your tray, by the way.
Thank you.
Can you show that?
I don't know if I could. Here, let's see.
It's so cool.
This is Argentina, Venezuela.
Here, I'll see. It's so cool. Where did you get that tray?
I'll give you one guess. I'll give you one guess where I
An
got this
estate
stray.
sale.
An estate sale. Of course. I love it. Everything's from an estate sale at my house.
I love that. I'm going to have to start going to estate sales.
You really should. You can shop estatesales.net and you can just go to the ones that
Okay.
you see stuff at. But
Okay.
today I am smoking blueberry from my backyard.
Nice.
Last year's grow.
Nice.
And what are you smoking?
I am smoking. Oh my gosh, I just forgot the name of
Good bud.
it. Really good, bud.
Smells
Oh my
delicious.
gosh.
My daughter did put some
Ah.
of her lemon ice in here. She
Oh,
likes to
nice.
go to the dispensaries and get a couple nuggets here and there. And
Okay. Shoot, it's from
Oh.
Freshy Find. It's Gosh darn it, I'll think of it in a second.
it's aromatherapy.
It is.
Okay, I can just put this on backwards and it will fit better.
Hey, there you go.
You know, I used to ride on the garbage truck, and this is how we would wear our hats.
There you go.
Yeah, but I'm not going to leave it like that. Hey, y'all. It's a comedy hour.
It is a comedy hour. Shit. You can't even see my tray.
There.
Yeah.
We need to just angle it down. just
Yeah,
a
that's what
little
I'm
bit.
gonna do. There we go. There we
It's
go.
a Monday fun day, y'all.
It is a Monday fun day. There we go.
And you
I
know,
got some little oil concentrate too. I thought I'd add to my joint. You want to add it to yours?
I might add some to my joint, and I would be
Yeah.
glad to do that. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, one of the big things that we've been doing lately is incorporating lavender, organic lavender, into our joints.
Oh, really?
We've been really looking into what the Indians had smoked over the years
Okay.
and the medicinal benefits. And I know, it's combusting. I know it's not all good, but you smoke some lavender in your marijuana cigarette, and I will tell you, you feel the more sedative effects right away.
Really?
You can totally taste that lavender flavor,
Okay.
and it is just a more sedate buzz.
Huh.
Love it. She's been using mints. We're gonna try mullein,
Okay.
thyme. There's just a whole bunch of them.
So do you? Where do I? buy these?
Well, I might be able to whip you up some by the time the season's done because we have all the herbs
Oh.
growing in our herb garden right now.
Nice.
So we're gonna try to
Okay.
put some sachets together
Okay. Oh, I
so
love
people
it.
can kind of sprinkle it into their joint,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
even CBD joints. I was
Okay.
gifted CBD joints that had flowers in them.
Oh wow.
And so that's what spiked my research. I was like, I
Okay.
got to know about this. I got to know it's safe.
Right. Right.
And what are the medicinal properties? And
Okay.
fall in love with it. So yeah, I will hook you up
Yes.
with a little
definitely.
sachet of some smokable herbs that you can infuse.
I'm gonna hang
cannabis
out here
with.
like every day.
Well, you know what? Especially during summertime, come on over.
Hell yeah.
I just like the
I mean,
good vibe.
I love your house. It's so cute. I mean, I wish I could show you like a picture. You have crystals everywhere and plants, and it feels so warm and welcoming. And
Good. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time here because sometimes I feel like shit. So I've had the thought of just making this the place that I am happy to be. I don't
Yeah.
feel like I need to escape. Don't feel like I gotta, go off to the lake or anything.
Right. Right.
And I can just chill here and kind of get
well,
my
that's how
vibe
our
on.
home should be.
It really,
It should be our safe haven.
I feel like people just work, and then they're like home. It's like a respite, not a place
Yes.
to really call home and love.
And exactly. Yeah. I
So-
love being in my own space and just doing my own thing.
Yes.
Being comfortable.
Comfortable. Yes, I love this bamboo roller too.
I know. I gotta go get another one. Left mine in Jamaica.
And they're so grateful that you left yours in Jamaica.
Yes, they are. I do have to say though, like I talk about Jamaica every day.
Because you love it. You obviously are passionate about it, right?
I want to go back so bad. It was so fun. Oh my gosh. Yes. So, you said you were diagnosed with cancer.
Yes.
What type of cancer?
It was 2014, and
Okay.
I was diagnosed with 4 different types of breast cancer.
Oh
so,
my goodness! At one time.
Yeah.
You
What the
poor
hell?
thing.
Well, it was kind
Damn.
of like I had shit on my plate anyway, so might as well serve it up.
Holy cow.
But yeah, I thought they marked my paper wrong when they marked what cancers I had. They marked every box. They just didn't mark the other box. So
Oh my gosh.
I had that going for
Oh
me.
my
So
gosh. I can't even imagine what you were going
it
through.
was kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Especially working with cancer patients, and I'm like, I've never seen this happen before.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so then, my whole attitude of I'm not doing chemo, I'm doing all natural and I might do some kind of meds or something. I didn't know what I was going to do
Okay.
exactly. But then it was like, that was why I really did chemo at all, is because I did have multiple kinds and I didn't
Okay.
know
Okay.
how really to attack. They didn't know how to attack it. They were like, well, we haven't seen this before.
Right,
well, luckily,
right.
Sweet Stone Candy, DC, being the love that he is, he just totally set me up with lots of oil.
Okay.
And was like, take as much as you can and you're going to sleep. And that's when you're going to heal. Just eat it. Eat enough for a horse. And so now I have a tolerance enough for a horse. And my tumor shrank before I had my double mastectomy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And they were measured, with ultrasound
right
digitally. So
okay.
It was pretty cool. So that at that point, we didn't know different ratios help different cancers, especially breast cancer, more efficiently. But luckily for me, my primary tumor was affected by it. The regular high THC oil.
Okay.
So I got lucky because some people would take it and they say, oh, it's feeding my cancer. Well, they're estrogen positive. They needed a higher CBD ratio, and we didn't know that.
Okay.
We're still learning.
Wait, that's the thing. Like, once it's federally legal, we can start to do trials and research it, and understand.
I'm so stoked for that.
I know. It's like, let's go. Like, what are we waiting for?
I know. I really wanted to start a YouTube channel called We Are Your Clinical Trial. And just have people submit their videos of their pot stories or cannabis stories that have changed their life.
That's a wonderful idea.
Because it needs to be out there. A lot of people that do have success, they don't feel comfortable coming out in their neighborhoods and stuff. They see that their city council meetings are all like, no pot, no pot. We don't want that in our neighborhood.
Right.
Well, it's already in your neighborhood. Why not take some revenue?
Why not regulate it?
Right.
Yes.
And it's just, it's amazing. But eventually, federally, it's going to hit the fan. And guess what? All you little cities, you're going to have to suck it up and you're going to have to do something about it because it's going to be there.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are going to wish they already did something.
They already
had a structure for it.
Yeah. Well, again, it's breaking down the stigmas. I was at a town hall meeting the other day, and I really wish that they would have to cite where they're getting their information from and the time frame. Like it just, listening to some of the statistics that they were spouting off, it's like, you're comparing cannabis to heroin. Wait a second. Like, no, back up. This is not a gateway drug.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's frustrating.
It is. It's so frustrating. You really got to be good at gritting your teeth and
just sitting there and listening to it's bullshit, really.
Yes. You have to be tactful and you have to listen to a lot of shit and respect the fact that they've been lied to their whole fucking life. Can I say that?
Well, you just said.
I did. Because it's true.
We have been lied to our entire lives on multiple different levels. And the older we get, those illusions begin to break down. And then we're just kind of like left like, it's all a lie.
Right. I know. My whole life feels like a lie. Kool-Aid's not good for you. Come on, man.
Like, what happened? When? Where?
I know it. I don't get it. But it goes to show you, we get to learn so much information, and it's all the information that is manipulated for us to learn.
And to keep us compliant, I think. Too.
Yep.
Because again, we are guinea pigs in the medical field.
Yep. Entirely.
And I think the sooner that people begin to understand and realize that, it's like, you are the one who's in control of your health, not your doctor. And that's, I think, one of the biggest mistakes is we give our power away to somebody else to try to fix us instead of looking in and saying, hey, I'm doing this. I need to be accountable and I need to change this for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. And I love and respect the doctors I had, and I had to fire some doctors, but you really, they go by a protocol.
They do.
And I understand. I worked in dentistry. I get protocol, but when you're dealing with chronic illness, none of us are the same. Not a one of us.
No.
So you can't say, oh, this doesn't seem like this, or, oh, that seems like that. So many of us get misdiagnoses just like rampantly. And it's because we're human. Doctors are human. I get it. But if you are not your own advocate, that's when you start circling, it's just like the toilet of doom. It's not cool.
Yeah.
You will get stuck in the system and it's hard to get out, and you just have to stand up.
Yeah.
And you're going to piss people off. You piss off doctors. And I've had doctors slam papers down on desks. And, if they're not ready for the truth, you got to move on and,
Right,
and find a
right.
doctor that's good for you.
Right. It makes it hard though. It makes it hard for you to trust the medical community when you're being treated like that and you're being looked down as a second class citizen. When again, we're all the same. We're all looking to heal. Where's that compassion?
Right.
You
Right. And
know?
that's the true thing is, it's hard to find somebody that is still empathetic and compassionate, because
Yes.
many of the people that are best in their field, they're kind of past that. They've been in the business and they're a little hardened, and
Right. Yeah.
even they have a heart. Sometimes, you got to do business and you end up feeling like a number.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So you had a double mastectomy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I had my second double mastectomy.
What's that mean?
I had to have my breast implants removed because they were literally killing me. They said they
Okay.
weren't, but they were.
Okay.
And so I had all the remaining breast tissue again and some removed
Oh my goodness.
again. So it was so much, it was adhered to my ribs. The
Okay.
skin, I had no fat in between there. And
Now, was that the implant that had adhered? Was there like scar tissue? Is that?
yeah, yep. There's the scar tissue. There's a capsule that it forms around these breast implants. Your
Okay.
body's saying foreign invaders. So they're putting out this tissue,
Right.
trying to protect your body. And so that's great, especially if you have a rupture or there's any bad things with that implant. A lot of
Oh my
times that
gosh.
capsule can help hold those things in there.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons you want to get breast implants out the right way with the capsule, because you're carrying that out and then you're going to see what's in. You don't open it up, leave the capsule and let the mush go, let the garbage bag just open up in your body.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So,
oh my
so it's
gosh.
really important to get a doctor that does it the right way. But
Okay.
yeah, I had my second double mastectomy, and I have had nothing but better things, improvements. I still have a lot of health issues, but
Okay.
I'm not somebody that got 100% better. But when your blood pressure goes from 210 over 110
Oh my
to
goodness.
normal,
Oh my
I was on
goodness.
5 blood pressure medications, and 200 over about 110 was my normal for about 5 years.
Okay.
Even
so
180
you
over
had
100.
the breast implants for how many years?
Just about 5 with
for
the
5 years.
expanders.
Okay.
Yep. And
Okay.
they were hellish the whole way through.
Okay.
I love to talk to somebody that really loves theirs, that went through cancer, because it's just like when you were in there and stuff, they talk to you and they make everything sound so sweet.
Right.
And then you get into cancer groups and all these women are like, I hate these things. My boobs don't move. They're rock hard. They're bruised looking. They're, people are finding them in their armpit. It's just,
see, we should have those groups before pre-surgery groups.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
and they are
groups.
out there now.
Okay.
So I think with the internet, we are definitely getting the word out there.
Okay.
Because not everybody is affected by those things, but I think especially when you go through cancer, your body's beat down.
Yeah. I mean, and now all of a sudden you're wanting to put a foreign body literally, and you're expanding your skin, you're stretching out your body.
And they
already
dissect the pectoralis muscle. They didn't tell me that until afterwards. I did, did my study. So they move it. No, they sever it.
Oh,
they
wow.
sever it.
Wow.
And so everybody that feels like they can't do anything with their arms after these surgeries, it's because you literally have T-Rex arms. You're not.
Goodness.
I had to have muscle repair everywhere, and
yeah,
it's a mess.
Yeah,
but it's on the mound. Yeah, and we have bills right now going through to protect other women.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So
yeah, good for you.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you for that.
That's empowering.
Is it? Well, it pisses you off when they've known for 30 years, and then there's people. Hey, you know what? I've had these breast implants, 20 years. I've been a nurse for 30 years. They told me they were safe, and they're like, why did they lie to me? I mean, these are people that are in the system helping people,
right?
And because they should not have to look up people that are patients.
No,
I am more than blessed to have them in my life and help them.
Right.
But these doctors and physicians that are in these positions, you should be the ones knowing this information and taking adequate care of your patients. Do no harm. Yeah. You're the ones. I'm not Dr. Dawn, but I play one online.
Yeah. Well, again, it's just we're all a statistic and we're all a number and we're all a dollar sign at the end of the day.
Seriously.
Yeah. And it's just, it blows my mind.
We could sit here all day talking about this.
We could. All right. So I've got oil. Do you want to infuse it?
Yes, I would love to.
Yes. This is motor breath, by the way.
Oh, motor breath. Yes. That sounds delicious.
I knew I would
greasy.
remember it.
Just a little A little bit of a lime through
Yeah,
there. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Juice it up a little bit.
Do this too.
Mm-mm-mm. Good
I
stuff.
kind of juice it up quite a bit.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
all right. I'll
look
just
at
run
that.
down your fingers and
No, no.
be juicy goodness.
Going that way.
I think this weekend when I went to the cannabis hemp expo, my hat got squashed because it's just not. Every time I look, I'm like, what the hell's going on my head?
Here, do you need any more?
No, I'm good. Oh, you want to share, don't you? You're super juicy. Look at that, honey.
I know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
You light? I have to write your lighter.
Yes. All right.
Yes. Cheers, my dear. Thank you.
Cheers.
Light a joint with Ida.
Mm.
Yes. So, how are your daughters with cannabis?
My daughters, you know what? They are very open-minded about cannabis. And I was just talking to my oldest about this because you had asked a question about how it's affected my kids. And she said, you know what? We've been exposed to multiple rallies, protests, seeing you fight for what you think is right, and seeing cannabis, make you feel better from losing 13 pounds to gaining it all back in a week,
Wow.
going off the anti-nausea meds and on to more CBD products.
Okay.
They were sold. They're like, too bad if people think it's weird. I even asked my youngest, because she was really young at that time.
Okay.
A couple of years in, she's going to be 13 now.
Oh, okay.
But it's 2014. And I was like,
right.
has anybody ever said anything to you about, cannabis use with your mom? And she's like, no, nobody's ever said anything.
Wow. Okay.
And then, my Portland, it's like a local Portland paper, the Portland Beacon, which is wonderful. They did a story about me helping cancer patients.
Okay. Okay.
And so then all my Girl Scout moms and everybody knew that I was the cannabis lady.
Nice. Okay.
And, we really haven't ever had any negative stigma. This community has been wonderful. They've, through fundraisers, the auto club, the VFW, they all helped me through my treatment when I couldn't work. And
well, you've been very
they've all been
public
wonderful.
too about your diagnosis and what helps you, cannabis, and that's awesome that your community embraced you.
Well, and I feel like because of the fact that our community is very hush hush about cannabis for the most part, that I know there's at least 300 to 400 people that have come to me, and probably half of them have been in this house asking about help for cannabis, where to get it, what should they use for their medical problem. I don't know. I don't even want to talk to my husband about it. The stigma is real, man. And I'm like, you need to talk to your husband about it.
Yeah, exactly.
You should talk to your husband about these things.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, if you have a partner, it doesn't matter who it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And you got to be comfortable. And if you're going to feel better and have a better health situation and a better quality of life, hell yeah, share that.
Yes. And that's what your daughter's witness was, the quality of life for you. That's incredible. Yeah.
So they have been nothing but inspired. They go to the rallies with me now.
Okay.
And I know they get fired up about some stuff, women's rights. And and I'm like, go, do you want to go to a rally? You can come with me, or, so as far as that goes, I think it's been nothing but good. When my kids were young, I never smoked around them.
Okay.
That was just what I chose that I was going to not do.
Right.
I had a cigarette smoker that I grew up with, and I think that's why I had the asthma that I did.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not down on cannabis smoke because, and look at the Indians. I always bring up the Indians. They weren't dying of lung cancer all over the place. They were smoking the reefers. They were smoking the herbs.
Yep.
They were smoking all kinds of good stuff.
Right.
And, they didn't have the sickness like we do. So pick your poison.
Mm-hmm.
I want a healthier poison, I guess, if somebody's going to spin it that way.
I really think we introduced alcohol to the Indians, myself.
Yes.
I don't
we were brewing. They weren't brewing.
Exactly. I love how history is just like so full of lies.
One after another.
So what's Healing Light? First Light.
First Light, a Healing Way.
Yes.
It's my website. It started out as With the Crack of Dawn.
Okay.
I lost my domain.
Oh, no.
And so that's why I'm on Facebook.
I do
have a
remember
page
that.
With the Crack of Dawn still, because they won't change it, because they think I'm being devious with my name to change it to First Light, a Healing Way from With the Crack of Dawn. But that's Facebook politics. Stupid. Stupid. Yes, I have the website primarily to refer people to, because they would contact me, and I always want to help everybody, like right now.
Right.
but I don't feel good all the time.
Mhm.
So what do? I went ahead and I put all my best information together on a website. And it's not
Okay.
like, hey, world, this is my website. This is, hey, patients that are contacting me or
This is
somebody
another
they know.
resource.
This is what you can check out. This is
Okay.
going to prime your pump. You're going to
Okay.
be a little more knowledgeable about this before we sit down.
Right.
Because I did realize too, when I was having sit downs and consultations, that when folks have had no background at all in cannabis and been lied to and have a stigma,
Right.
there's a whole lot of introduction going on there, introducing
Yes.
them into the real world of cannabis.
Yes.
So if they can get
Yep.
past that on their own through the website
Okay.
and maybe answer some of their basic questions, then they can come to me and be like, oh, they're always so much more informed. You know, I read
Right.
your website. It was great. How about this? You know, and, you know, do you know a caregiver that might be available? You know, I'm up in, you know, somewhere up north or wherever. There's people all over the place. And so I'll put out my feelers and see
Right.
where a caregiver might be able to have a patient spot.
Mhm.
Or if there's a really good facility, you know, if there's not a caregiver available that they can go to get their meds.
Okay.
Because not everybody can grow.
Right.
I can just
It's-
hang in there.
Well,
doing it.
growing's hard.
It is.
It's not just, you know, throwing a couple seeds in a pot and putting a light on it.
No, you know, shit.
It's a lot of work.
It is. And sometimes it ends up being a lot more work because
Yes.
things, you know, humidity, we're in Michigan, humidity and
yeah.
moisture. And if you're growing outside, you got to,
Mold.
yes,
I mean, it's a
All
real
these
thing.
things that you're fighting constantly.
Yes.
So it's a lot of work. And so I know a lot of people will say, you can't grow, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm sorry. There's times I definitely can't grow. And when I was growing inside and I didn't have my partner here, there's times I was down falling asleep on the grow floor with water. Like I gotta water these plants. You know, you can't let them die.
Right.
You don't want
that's
them-
your medicine.
Yeah. So it's like I'm down there like drooling and trying to stay awake and even have fallen asleep.
Wow.
And so I don't like to grow inside so much, but outside, you know, it's a constant exercise regimen basically.
Yeah.
So if you're sick
commenting
at
about
all,
the climate.
yeah, you know, it's a
Yeah.
workout. So I think people sometimes are like, oh, you get to grow cannabis. That's great. Must be fun. Oh, it's fun and rewarding, but it's a lot of work.
Right. I don't know how many different times I had people tell me to start, you know, growing for Bella. And it's like, hold up. First of all, we're in the hospital like every weekend. We have 5 appointments any given day during the week. You know, and it's like, and now you want me to add like another thing to do? Oh, and by the way, I don't know how to make any of her medicine.
Right. Add that all up with a mom that's busy with other kids too.
Yeah.
It's impossible sometimes.
It is. And
You know?
it's just, it's again, it's stepping back and, hey, you know, how can I help you? And
Right.
so the judgments.
Yep.
The
And
judgments are what kill me.
not offering their solution. You know, how can I help you is different.
It is.
You know, how can I make this easier for you? How can,
Yeah.
you know, not, you know, this has worked for me and this is what's going to work for you. You know, people need to be more open-minded and, you know, we all learn every time we screw up growing.
That's just it. Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever way we're growing.
Right.
That applies to a lot of different aspects.
What other organizations have you been involved with?
You know, cannabis wise, I would say, you know, Uncle Pete has helped donate just recently. In October, I did some baskets for cancer patients.
Oh, okay.
And they were, you know, cannabis oriented.
What's Uncle Pete?
Uncle Pete, Peter O'Toole. You check him out on
Oh,
Facebook.
hey Pete, I know who he
Yes,
is.
he's an amazing oil
Okay,
god. He's a
okay.
shiner, and I have much respect for him. And he takes no shit and he tells it like it is, and he makes good medicine.
Okay.
And he saves lives and makes quality of life better.
That's awesome.
And you know, and it's
awesome.
heartbreaking because I know people like him. He sees people sometimes they come in at their last leg.
Yeah.
It's hard to treat people and see people lose their fight.
It is.
You know,
It
and so
is.
that's a lot of heartstrings that go along with it. It's not just busting it with cannabis. It's
right.
a lot of emotional, and spiritual kind of stuff that goes with it too. So
yeah.
Uncle Pete's amazing, and he made wonderful donations to our boxes, you know, oil and topicals that I have not heard the raving stop from.
Wow.
Just godsends. We've had multiple donations, and I put that together. And there's the Botanical in Lansing. They made generous donations to those baskets as well.
Okay.
And basically, anybody that I know makes good medicine.
Mm-hmm.
if they are willing to donate for these patients, then I'm willing to work with them.
Okay.
Because it's scary getting a diagnosis, especially, not even knowing about cannabis. But then you learn about cannabis and you're like, whoa, this might be something that could really help me.
Right.
Where do I go? And then you walk into a dispensary and you're like, okay, there's a bunch of pot.
You're blown away.
There's a bunch of stuff.
Yes.
I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
And so to be able to get a gift bag or,
Yes.
like a welcome to pot
Right.
kind of care
A
package.
starter kit.
Yeah. We just tried to put a little bit of everything in there. And so they were both really, it was wonderful. They donated. And I have personal friends that donate that don't want to have their names brought up at all. But they're all my little angels, and they donate to me too. If I need oil. So
right.
I have much appreciation for that. And First Light of Healing Way is a way for people to reach out and contact me directly through email if they do need a resource that they can't figure out from the blogs and the resources.
And then you're able to connect them.
Yep. I can, and I'll email them back, or, I've met with people for lunches and, give them folders of different information. And because it's overwhelming just getting a diagnosis, not just cancer, but then to go, oh, here's, cannabis world. It could help you. It's amazing plant. And, you've heard all these things, and, lots of people are like,
there's really nowhere to go for information.
No. So, any information that we can share that's good information and safe information, we just got to keep on putting it out there ourselves, because powers that be, they ain't doing it for us.
Right.
They don't all want all this truth out there.
No, no, they don't.
It kind of takes their power away.
Because it gives us back our power.
Yeah, like you said, that's what it's all about. Take back your power.
Exactly. What are some of your hopes and dreams?
I just hope to be healthy and be a good mom. And, one of my biggest passions is being a mom.
Yeah.
And be healthy and help people. I just feel like I'm kind of meant to help people for multiple reasons. I've just always loved it.
Okay. Well, why is it so important for you to help people?
I think it's satisfying to myself.
Okay.
As well. You see people go on, and maybe you see them a year or two later, and they're like in such a better place.
Yeah.
Whether it's health or physically or,
right.
Wherever they might be. And so that's very satisfying. And I just know the fact, I know how I felt when I looked for resources and I could not find them. And I was like, there has to be resources for all of these things to make it less intimidating to treat yourself safely with a healthy medicine. And that's really, I know, I just like to help people.
Yeah.
And so, through cancer and seeing, what kind of shit goes down with that, with cancer treatment, people, that's a whole other story. And, it can be wonderful too.
I love that. I love that you're, again, you're putting all those resources out there, and it's helping those people, again, make their own informed decision.
Bingo.
Yes.
Because that's what it's all about.
Yes.
Not me telling you to do this.
Right.
You going, hey, you know what? This is good information.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try it. And when you get people posting that they have a clean PET scan again for the second, third year in a row, when they always posted dirty PET scans, there's always something, and they'd have to try, like a research drug, experimental drug for their cancer.
Okay.
They start cannabis, and I get these I love seeing that. That's one of the things about Facebook. I love seeing the people that medicate to get better, being better, and spending more time with their family, and seeing them travel, and they look healthy again.
Right.
And it's like clean PET scans, and I don't have cancer.
That's so cool. They've got a clean bill of health in a sense, like a whole new lease on life. They're happy. There's a quality there. They're able to spend it with their loved ones and still keep living, waking up every day.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
It is. It's super exciting.
Yeah, it's rewarding.
Yep. Yeah. So it's rewarding, and I guess I live on that a little bit.
Yeah, I love that.
That and plants.
Do you think that your life's mission has come full circle?
No. I don't really know what it is. I think I'm just missioning along.
Okay.
And whatever the good Lord throws at me next, I'll try to catch with a big fat ball glove. But,
Right.
right now, I've never stopped helping cancer patients that come to me, and it's rewarding. And I hook them up with people that I trust in the cannabis community.
Exactly.
And that branches out into more networking and more friendships. And I think that's really important too. The whole breast implant illness thing, we got a rally going. If you're bored in Lansing tomorrow, Tuesday, 3:00, go to the state stops and help support us. It's Explant Day, and we are fighting for informed consent for breast implant patients here in the state of Michigan. Can I say something?
Absolutely. Go for it.
Please call your state representative and your House Health Committee members, especially the chair and the leaders. You can go on michigan.gov to find those. Click on links, get their phone number and email. Very simple. It takes less than 2 minutes. And you can ask them to support and help move House Bills 5880 and 5881 through the House Health Committee. And that we need to do this soon, because women are still coming out of cancer treatment and of my cancer groups telling me how horrible their breast implants are, how horrible their expanders are, and they have not been informed properly. It's a problem. So please, I love you. Get on your phone, give them a call. I appreciate your time, but that's what we're working on. And
and it's important. People don't, they have to hear from us. We elect these, state representatives, and it's like, we still have to call them and give our opinions and tell them what we want them to do.
Yes.
We have to be involved.
If they don't hear from constituents, they kind of just let stuff sit on the dinner table there. They don't.
Well, they're going to be swayed wherever, they're not going to care what they vote on or where they fall, unless they're informed. And
got to get it out there. And I know you're advocating all the time, and it's like an endless job that you don't get paid for. It costs a lot of money, really, just to do it. But there's something about not letting this shit go on. And we can't change what's happened, but we sure as hell can change the narrative for the future.
Exactly.
And if something is so ridiculous like this and still going on, just like with cannabis, right? Why is it even,
I know.
It should be like a freaking tomato plant or a basil, it's ridiculous. We have too much regulation on most things. And
we do.
And I hope that the bill can go through, and maybe we'll go at the federal level and try to get breast implants just eradicated again, because they're pieces of shits. And a lot of people don't have symptoms with them, but the truth is, saline, silicone, they are all full of toxic metals. That shell is made of silicone, and
it just leaks into your body.
It's amazing. Gel bleed, silicone migration. And then the thing is you think that silicone would be the worst ones. And you see these pictures, I don't know if you've seen them, but it's just hideous what they come out like. And the saline ones, though, they kind of look like if you say you got a milk jug with water, you're going to water your garden, and you left it out all winter, and now it's out there all summer, and it's got all these little things floating around, little amoeba looking things, and stuff grow. That's the stuff that's in those breast implants.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, and they're testing positive for mold and toxicities.
Oh my goodness.
Just nasty stuff.
Wow.
So they're just really, none of them are good. And last night, I never watched Naked and Afraid, but me and my daughter watched it. And this lady had a breast implant, and she fell, and a stick shoved that. Yeah. I was pretty much crying.
Gosh.
Shoved it right up into her armpit. She had to go out emergency style from this show. And I just thought, there's one more thing that I was so afraid of that, having those. I tried to talk them out of it, and you make stupid mistakes.
You were talked into it.
I told it, it's kind of like a car dealership in there. They kind of have spins. You're so young, you want to feel good in your clothes, you want to look normal. Well, guess what? I never felt any of the things that they said that about.
Yeah.
Nothing's like normal. Franken boobs, zombie boobs, any other name you could come up. That's what they were.
Yeah.
It was horrible. So hopefully we can get the truth out there and just get people informed, like you said, and run with that knowledge, make an informed decision.
Well, and I think any young woman, going into breast implants should be, have both options weighed, and should be told, there's all the positive and here's all the negative. And we're going to sit down and let's go through all of this, instead of just.
Yeah. So many women that already had
appointment after appointment after appointment.
Yeah. And then so many specialists, 16 down to 12 for me, but a lot of them, are young girls, and they're at previvors that are doing these mastectomies because they have the BRCA gene,
Right.
and they're getting another set of implants because the first one didn't work out.
Oh,
And another,
no.
guess what? They're not good.
Right.
They're just not, if they don't work for you, they're not going to work for you.
Right. Stop
Just,
trying.
yeah, don't go there.
Don't
And
force it.
we really
Yeah.
need to push positive body image.
Yes.
'Cause I
Well,
c-
again,
you know?
it's understanding, we're all beautiful no matter what. We're all not perfect.
Exactly.
We all have something wrong with us. We all want to change something about ourselves, but it's like to go to that extreme, I think is just, it's all about money again,
It is.
because I don't think a lot of people understand, once you're cut on, like that's for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like you feel that pain, like the
Nerves.
like that doesn't just go away, and that's something that we don't talk about enough. We don't sit down and, hear, grandpa, telling about his knee or the hips and how much more pain he's in, or people who have the rods put on their spines.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know some people who want it out because they're in so much pain, and I think medicine has its place, don't get me wrong, but when we're used as guinea pigs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not cool. And I've turned down a lot of guinea pig opportunities presented to me in the last few years. And it's amazing how many opportunities there are.
Yeah.
You can try this, but just like I could have this chemo. Oh, they tell me later it can cause cervical and ovarian cancer. You might want to get a hysterectomy and your ovaries out.
Oh goodness.
Oh, Joy, I just turned 40.
Wow. Right.
Excuse me.
Right.
And I'm getting my ovaries out.
Right.
Hello, freaking menopause, chemopause, and all the pauses.
Right.
So, it's when you get stuck into that reconstruction thing, you're gonna be back for multiple surgeries.
Well, like you
they're
said,
gonna make
you're
you
part of
more
the
money.
system at that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they might feel bad you're having a problem, but we can get you these other implants. No. And there's other aspects too. There's different, mesh is a huge problem, causing a huge problem with men, women. Mesh is even being used unapproved. I had it, allergen mesh. It's not even approved for breast augmentation
And
surgeries.
they're using that?
And they were using it back 2014 even.
Oh,
I had it. And I had a rash all the way along. I always told him, it feels like I have a metal beam right here.
Oh,
And
my
he's like,
goodness.
oh, that's the allergen. Well, it's like a fake skin kind of thing.
Ooh,
And
okay.
all these things that we're putting in bodies, I know some people, they get these pacemakers to live. I get it.
Right.
Some things you got to put up with. But
Right.
man, when it comes to something that you can even be elective with,
Well, again,
love your body.
Yeah,
if you're a little heavier, and you want to get healthier and get a little reduction, guess what? That's only going to probably be better for you.
Right.
Whether it's your spine, your neck, your shoulders, but to want to put that, to add on, it just throws off your body dynamic, I think, as well. And it throws everything off.
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah. Your shoulders, because they're compensating for the extra on your chest. So then your spine is compensating for your shoulders. And then your hips start compensating for your spine.
Yeah. It's
you don't think
body
about
dynamic.
It. Yes.
Wow.
And so the people are like, my whole body's killing me. There's a reason for it.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Okay.
Those capsules that I had, they went nuts. Like they glommed onto my ribs and my intercostal muscles and my lung tissue. I had a hole in my lung.
Ooh.
And I knew that might happen because
Okay.
they say when you're really tiny and they're under the muscle, a lot of times, there's that chance. But I held my surgeon's hand and I said, I know that you might put a hole in my lung, but I think that's safer than leaving that nasty capsule in my body that is making me die.
Wow.
Because I look like the zombie. If I didn't wear makeup, I looked dead. It was gross. And so she said, okay, I can't promise you, but I'm going to do my best.
Right.
And I had a very small pneumothorax.
Okay.
And I tell you what, I take that any day after going back, then going back 5 years later because some schmuck left the capsule in there and I'm still sick.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I don't want exploratory surgery down the road. I just want to be done. And thank God she did it. I had a home nurse for a day and a half or so. They were supposed to come back. I healed up remarkably fast.
Nice. Okay.
And she said, I don't have to come back here. So I just had the wound back for a little bit. Small potatoes versus what I see these women go through the second time to go back and get the rest of the capsules. So it pays to, do it right if you're going to do it.
Right. Well, and just the more informed you can be, on your decision making.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like we can't go back and change anything.
No.
We can only move forward, and make that as the most positive outcome that we can.
Yeah. And it's not always fun, but it sure can be.
Well, we can make it fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's what you make of it.
Exactly.
We have dark times, but you can definitely have a good time. And people say don't fake it till you make it. But when it comes to health stuff, I will admit I have to fake it till I make it.
Sometimes you do have to fake it. And I think more people understand that than don't. And more people will not admit it.
That's true. Because they're doing it too.
Exactly.
Because you don't always feel good.
No. And we look good on the outside. That's the outside. Nobody knows what's going on the inside but us.
Yeah, shit. I don't even know what's going on the inside. Right? Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But, we're doing good.
Yeah. You are doing good.
Yeah.
What do you see your future self doing?
I hope to get my cognition better, brain-wise. I'm working on it. It seems to go down when I have surgery. I think anesthetic affects my cognition problems immensely.
Okay.
And so I'm hoping, even if they want to operate on another arm or whatever, I'm just not going to do it unless I absolutely have to. And I think that with knocking this anesthetic out of my regimen, that I will slowly be able to get a little more of my cognition.
Do you think it's a side effect?
Oh, I think, well, the fact that I'm 8 times the concentration of lead in the body, and that's my concentration, not just I've been multiple tested, and that's what it is.
Oh, wow.
I'm full of heavy metals.
Okay.
And they're all heavy metals that are in breast implants. And when I got them out, I actually tested even higher, and I had arsenic and arsenic, cadmium, lead, and didn't have mercury, even though I was in dentistry for over 20 years.
Goodness.
But all high concentrations, and none of those. The cadmium went down a little bit with detoxes that I've done.
Okay.
Not idiot detoxes, I call them. Like eating smart consistently and doing, maybe some pullers, detoxers.
What does eating look like for you?
Well, lately I've been off my smoothie wagon every day, but I'm trying to
smoothies.
get back on it. Yeah. We've just been really, really busy. So I like to have smoothies, and we do the vitamin C and green powder, and the green powder has spirulina and chlorella in it. And those are they can pull and bind, and they're more of a minute one. So where if you go try to do something that's really going to do a lot of pulling of toxins in your body, you might get sick.
Okay.
And that I don't really feel like it makes me sick. And like I said, my cadmium did go down a little bit.
Okay.
So I, maybe it's that. Who knows? Maybe it's drinking lots of water.
Right.
But in the future, I'd like to be able to get my podcast going.
Yes, your podcast.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yes,
for a second.
I'd like to. It would be First Light, a Healing Way. I might change the name, but I do have a platform. I just haven't done any podcasts.
Okay.
But it would touch on all things from breast cancer, cannabis, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
What's that?
It's a connective tissue disease.
Oh.
And it's like 13 different kinds.
Okay.
And I have hypermobility disorder along with it.
Okay.
And so it affects things like, people always tell me, oh my gosh, you never age, that's one of the side effects.
Oh.
Your collagen is different.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of different characteristics that people with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome may have, but there's like 13 different kinds of it. So like I have really veiny skin.
Okay.
And I bruise if I will have a bruise there today.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I just bruised
hit
that
me next time.
Well, I'm just saying that bruise, that right there. So like if I bump into a table, it looks like somebody hit me with a baseball bat.
Ooh,
and your skin gets kind of crepey, stretchy.
Okay.
But it can affect you vascular too. So I'll have ultrasound on my carotid artery soon, and that will tell me. But everything at this point is I'm just bowling with the next ball and going for the next pin, whatever.
Dodging here, dodging
there. It changes your attitude after a while, and so hopefully everything will be good. And I'll be able to do a podcast and do more rounding up donations for cancer survivors, whether they're into cannabis or not.
Okay, that's super important. And the majority of people don't understand. Like your entire life has changed. You can't work. You have no source of income. I mean, all of your resources, you're stuck in this little bubble, and the whole world's going on around you while you're in survival mode.
Yes. And,
You know?
and you still have part of your old brain going, I'm supposed to be doing all these things.
Exactly.
And I want to do all these things.
Yes. Yeah.
But the new you is like, girl, sit down. You really can't do that right
Like
now.
another joint.
Yep. And that's one of the things about cannabis. It does make me sit down and relax.
Yes.
And otherwise, I'd probably, my neighbors would be like, what'd she do? Drink a Red Bull? Even if I don't feel good, because I'm a spaz, and that's one of the medical things about cannabis. So yeah, in the future, I really think that if I can even get a little bit better, I think I can start doing podcasts just when I feel good.
Okay.
That would touch just about every aspect, like I was saying.
Yeah. It's a free for all.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'm about having rights.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about limiting rights.
Or judging who should have them.
Yeah. And say there's some hot topic on the news. If you watch the news, oh, well, that group, no, we don't need that group shit. You're part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, those people, no, what do you think you're thinking? You're part of the problem.
Yeah.
It's us.
Yeah.
We need to more think on a global level.
Mm-hmm.
And, not everybody's on board with everybody, but you know what? That's not my problem. It's not her problem.
Well, you're not on board with everything I want to do, and I'm not
Right.
on board with everything you want to do,
That
but
would
we
be
can
right.
still coexist.
Exactly.
And I can still support you and, congratulate you on your way, but not hinder you and hold you back.
Right.
Or judge you and say, no, you can't do that because I disagree.
We need to get over that whole
Yes.
thing. Yeah, I feel it so much. And I found I sit back and listen more than I do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't really want to be.
Well, it's hard for people to have a discussion. They want to debate you.
Right.
And instead, I don't change my mind. You're not going to change my mind. Let's have a discussion and you can understand why I feel this way.
Yes.
Discussions
need to come back. And that's what I love about my ladies and gentlemen in the cannabis industry, because we do sit back and we have some tea.
Yes, we do. Right here. Cheers, dear.
Cheers. I think everybody needs to slow down.
Yes, they do.
Even if you only have half an hour before you go to bed after you get out of work,
Right. Yeah. Just to sit down and reflect. And that's what meditation is in a way. It's like going through your day. It's reflecting on everything that has happened. And then it's letting go. And the things that you hold on to, that's what you have to focus on and say, okay, why am I holding on to this? Why is it so important? Why am I responding this way? And then it's like, okay, once you get that figured out, you let it go.
Those triggers, those triggers,
yes.
That's, a big thing I've been working on too. Those triggers are what you need to work on.
Yeah. Triggers, when we all have them.
Yep. Even if they seem like they're minuscule or they're huge, everything's relative. Everybody's got something going on.
Exactly.
And, working through that where you don't respond to things that you would respond on a dime before. It's very empowering.
It is. And
sit back.
For me too, it's like, I know this is going to happen again so that there's something more for me to learn. Like, I didn't like how I responded this way. So I want to respond this way next time. Because what's going to happen again.
Right.
I mean,
learn.
Everything is cyclical. It's cyclical.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I had so much fun with you today.
Yes, I thought that you were able to come over and
we're gonna hang out for a little bit after
spill a little tea. Yeah, maybe we can go out to the garden.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Yes,
give me a tour.
Take you out in the garden.
Yeah, I may never come back.
You can come over and do sleepovers.
I am totally doing that. So I just have to say, her bathroom floor is tiled and it's heated.
It was put in new when I moved in here, right before I moved in.
I could literally curl up in a ball on your floor and just go to sleep. It's so comfortable walking in there.
Oh, I'm glad you like it. When the kids were little, when I first moved in, we thought they were just old enough. We could go down to the block party downtown, and we're like, oh, what are they doing? They're probably playing loud music, running around, Nerf guns. We come home, they're all sitting on the bathroom floor with the radio going. Your floor is so warm.
That is so cool.
I didn't even have to worry about anything.
Right.
They were sitting on the bathroom floor.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I definitely like to have you back again, and maybe we can pick another setting and talk about something else. And
definitely
just spill tea.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll be back. We're gonna go estate sailing.
I'm down with that.
Yes.
I have to show
yes.
him my 3-foot lava lamp.
Yes. Okay, so before we leave, because I know we're getting into our hour time, this is one of her oil lamps. Let's see. Right there. Isn't that gorgeous?
There we go. The goddess.
Yes. But thank you all for joining us today. This is Light a Joint with Ida and Dawn. And next week is Memorial Day. I'm taking the day off.
Oh, fantastic.
I'll be in
It's going to be
Detroit.
beautiful.
Yes, it is going to be beautiful.
Enjoy.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Peace out, everybody.